I'm at the traveling exhibit of the Arsenal of Democracy, Manufacturing Victory, sponsored by the National World War II Museum in New Orleans, and I'm in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Not sure how this live video is going, but I thought I'd give it a try since I've got the entire exhibit to myself, and it's really been a wonderful experience to go through it. So I'll take you through just a couple of the larger artifacts. Here's a 1941 Willis Overland Jeep. See that? So this is a very interesting exhibit about American manufacturing during World War II and how it was really crucial to winning the war. And I missed seeing this at the museum in New Orleans, so it's wonderful to be able to see it as a traveling exhibit. And I highly recommend, if anybody has the chance, to come and see it at the Mercer Museum in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. It's only here until May 5th, so not a whole lot of time, but come on in if you're around. And so the traveling part of the exhibit, produced by the National World War II Museum, is very interesting, but the Mercer Museum has also added their own exhibit about manufacturing in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, which is where I grew up, and turns out there's a lot more history here than I realized. So I did not ever think about Bucks County really as a manufacturing area, as opposed to some of the other places like Allentown, Pennsylvania, Bethlehem, Scranton, further upstate, but or Philadelphia. So as it turns out, there's quite a bit of manufacturing right here in Bucks County, including the Fleet Wings Corporation, which produced the BT-12, which was the first all stainless steel military aircraft. Didn't do too well, as it turns out, but here's some photos of the Fleet Wings and their BT-12. So there was actually a lot of aviation manufacturing, or components of aviation manufacturing. The chemical company Rohm and Haas, which I've known was in the area, but I did not really think about, actually had a very crucial role in the war as the producer of plexiglass. So very, very, very important for the aircraft production. You see here a woman polishing a huge piece of it. So very interesting that that was happening right here too. And then, let's see, I'll just also mention about Brewster Aircraft. So one of its manufacturing plants was right here in Warminster Township in Bucks County. I actually did not realize that that is what later became the Naval Air Development Center. So learned something new. And here's some great artifacts, including this fantastic toolbox that was owned by an Edge Short, and he personalized it there with the silhouette of a plane. So Brewster's known for having had some problems, but it still was important, as was quite a few other companies in the area, as it turns out. And I'll point out there's some lockers here from the OKO Plush Company that made the rubberized fabric for lifeboats and lining also for Air Force jackets. So a lot of different types of manufacturing going on right here. And of course, a lot of local people served in the war effort. And here's one I found particularly interesting. Man from Appleboxville, Bucks County, who attended Quakertown High School as a star, Johnny Rivers. And he was a boxer in Philadelphia, entered the war, and sadly he was killed on Guadalcanal, August 21st, 1942. So he joined the Marines. Here's a wonderful picture of him in his uniform, his Purple Heart, and the certificate for his Purple Heart, which was sadly awarded posthumously for his death August 21st, 1942. So this is a great exhibit. Quite a few other service personnel profiled. And if you're local to Bucks County, the Mercer Museum is looking to expand their World War II collection. So perhaps if you're in the area and you have things that maybe belong to a parent or grandfather or other relative, they'd be happy to have them in their collection. So this was really wonderful exhibit, and just close. Here's a great poster, a little bit of a play on words there about the bonds and Bund. So in the end, the bonds prevailed, of course. And I'll leave you this last picture. This is a woman named Florence Titus, who was a volunteer aircraft spotter, Ben Salem Township, Bucks County. There's a picture of her from 1942. She was 77 years old, but ready to do her part there. So, great to really see how everybody pulled together here. So if you get a chance to see it here, this exhibit at the Mercer Museum, definitely come on in. And if not, I'm sure the National World War II exhibit will be traveling elsewhere. So if you can't make it to New Orleans, definitely look for it in your area.